What's up, guys? This is Showtime at Showtime Shredded Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody dealing with that coronavirus? Pretty crazy, huh? So, just to set the record straight, let's make this kind of a little bit more serious, right? Because sometimes I'll throw some posts out there. You guys make sure you comment, because some of you guys don't know me very well. I go a little overboard sometimes on the little, text things where you can't see my tonality or whatever. It can throw some things off. But anyways, and I kind of explained that in an earlier video. But if you guys think that for 1 second that I'm freaking anti-American or anything else, think again, right? When I get fired up about stuff, because I'm not even, especially after the more research I do on this, kind of the better it sounds like to do at least a week or two quarantine anyways, just to kind of, try to isolate it, try to come up with a what do you call that thing, a cure, an antidote, a vaccine for the thing, right? I think that people are overboard? Yes, I do. I think it's great to be proactive. I think it's great to, isolate yourself for a while. And I think it's great to wash hands, don't touch face, but wash hands and face, soap and water and everything before and after every activity. Avoiding shaking hands is not necessarily a bad practice. Fair enough, a fist bump, elbow bump, whatever, say hi from a distance. I'm okay with all that stuff, okay? I'm not quite as worried about it as everybody else, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get on other people for being worried about it. I think the more precautions you take, the better, right? I think that going crazy and fighting over toilet paper, especially right now, is redonk. I think that it's way too early to be desperate for food or water or toilet paper right now, unless you're already completely out, and that's a possibility for some people. But some people still have enough for at least a couple days or so, and rationing it out is an excellent idea, because it's stupid people hoarding stuff, This is ridiculous. There's not enough for everybody to go hoarding last minute like that. It's a first come, first serve, and then nobody else has anything. That's silly. So those types of things. And I think that I see positives and negatives to everything, right? I'm not just one-sided on things. I act uneducated on stuff, but really I'm not. If you look through history, people like plague, measles, mumps, the HIV, AIDS virus, how people really overreacted to that once they knew what was going on with it, but didn't know, knew but didn't know, right? Thought that it was as crazy and as infectious as the coronavirus. You get it on your breath, or you use the same toothbrush or a little brush here or there, and you get AIDS, right? And we know now that people are redonk with that whole thing, if you're not having sex with a person, if you're not sharing needles with a person, if you don't have blood-to-blood contact or sexual contact with somebody, right? You're not going to get AIDS, right? But look how crazy people were in the 80s when it first came out, when we didn't know better, right? We do that with every illness, especially the more it gets blown up, the worse people get. Keep a clear head, okay? That's the main thing. Don't overreact. It's not necessary. It's not going to make things any better by panicking. Just educate yourself. Stay as, isolated as possible. As clean as possible. If we are going to be forcing this quarantine thing, we might as well make the best of it, right? Spend good family time together, get some exercise at home, things like that, the best we can. The only thing, people completely attacked me, right, when I said something about, government's ruining the IFBB NPC season and different sports seasons and da-da-da. They're like, don't play the victim. Well, number one, in the small businesses, I'm not every sports division. I'm not even the IFBB, right? And NPC, I've got a couple clients. I'm not competing myself. I'm not stressed out, dieted down and everything, right? And then other sports, other small businesses. I'm not the only small business, right? Big businesses, small business. A lot of people are hurting, suffering financially right now. So to say I'm, selfish, victim, no, I'm thinking of everybody. I'm not thinking about myself. I think, pluses and minuses, risk to benefit ratio of everything, right? I know there's some very positive things with the quarantine. I know some very negative things with the quarantine, right? So, and it's just like if we were to try to go out and continue to do jobs, and then instead of quarantining ourselves, obviously more people are going to get sick, right? And technically, probably, not technically, more people most likely are going to die, right? I get it. I get why we don't want to do that. If it's a work at your own risk thing, we could donate maybe more donations through, since businesses and everything are going to be making money and stuff again, and some people are donating money to charities and stuff anyways, we could donate towards respirators, extra hospital rooms, hospitals, and we could set up maybe a couple buildings that we're going to be used for something else, make them into temporary hospitals if we don't need them long term, right? That's a route, that's a strategy that may or may not work, right? There's different ways to skin a cat. My concern was just the government deciding for us, and I understand that they've been doing this worldwide, it's not just our government. I just worry with this whole thing, is that if we could make this more democratic, we would probably come to the same exact conclusions. Quarantine, how long are we going to quarantine for? Let's pass this law and be quarantined for 15 days. I bet you money the American people still would have voted for the quarantine. That's my point. I just want to keep it America, keep it free, especially with, you just go to China. No, my whole point is I don't want it to be a communist country. China already is, right? So I'm not gonna, if I can live in another country, it sure as hell is not gonna be China. That was my point. I don't want this to be where the government just steps in for a reason. It says, bada bing, bada boom, here's what we're doing, right? I love my government. The reason I love my government so much is because it's taken care of me so many years, because it's been a free country, right? And I want to stay that way. That's all I'm saying. So if I came across disrespectful in a post towards the government, sometimes I am, right? Because I want it, because they made this a government where we could speak up. That's our First Amendment rights, by and for the people. If people don't voice their opinion, that actually, want to stand up for themselves and keep it a free country. That's why I served my country for 10 years, right? And technically 10, really was 2 years active duty. The rest were kind of off and on reserves, right? But it's not because I hate my government. I fucking love my government. It's just we're getting more and more. I hate to say it, but sometimes it seems like we're getting kind of weak-minded as a country. And people are going into this. Well, way you gonna be negative? I ain't a negative person. I'm freaking on point. I know this is gonna be a sacrifice. It's gonna take, planning and being focused. And if this ends up being a 6 to 12 month thing, which it could be, right? I see the potential, scariness of that down the road. Not with the coronavirus and people getting sick and dying, but financially, depressions and these types of things that can possibly come with this, right? And that's what I'm worried about, as well. It's not. I'm definitely worried about people's health. I sure as heck don't want to see a bunch of people sick and dying. That's not what I'm saying either, right? I'm just trying to do is people saying I'm uneducated. Well, that's why I'm trying to educate myself. I'm looking at both sides, because there's like I said, there's positives and negatives to everything. There's no perfect answers, no perfect solutions, no perfect strategy. But you can look at X, Y, Z and decide here's how we're going with that, right? And then you either change variables or you don't, And so this one we're definitely gonna have to change variables, right? Because we don't know enough about the virus. We're still learning. Daily we're learning about this stuff. Some people are underestimating it and they're going, oh shit, this is worse than I thought. And other people are going, oh, this is the end of the world. Going, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's serious, but the survival rate is much better than if, for example, you get, like if I had the choice of getting coronavirus or a very lethal cancer with everything already spread before they caught it, fuck, I'd take the coronavirus any day of the week, right? And the older people dying, remember, they'll die from just a regular flu. We got a little cough or something, we stay away from my grandpa. He's 102 years old, right? He was still driving at 95. Dude's a stud. He was a World War II survivor and hardcore, and drove the same Mustang as me, but it's tan top instead of a black top, right? He's a badass, and a boxer, and a drill sergeant in boot camp before he got sent to the war. I mean, super nice guy. It shocked me to find out how how dominant and even intense and mean he could get if he was tested by people, right? Because he was just so nice to us kids, like the best grandpa in the world. Never raised his voice. If my dad would go to spank, oh, don't spank him, don't do that. Like the nicest guy in the world, but you don't want to be on enemy lines against him. He'd fuck you up, right? His guys were out of pocket and acting up in boot camp. He used to take this back if it was legal. He'd take the butt of the rifle, bang. He'd pop him in the head or the face with that fucker, right, or in the chest, knock him down, right? That's hardcore, right? He's not somebody you want to fuck with. Okay, fucking ate rats in the fucking as a prisoner of war and survived that shit. It was fucking cold and wintry and icy and snowy out. And he fucking said is what it is. If I get out of here, I get to go home. So I'm just gonna wait this shit out. And he did. He just shrugged it off like it's no big deal. Most people don't have that mindset. That's a big deal, right? And my great-grandpa served in World War One. So, if you think I'm un-American, go ahead, right? And, but no fucking way, right? I just like our forefathers thinking, right? Where we get freedom of speech and, of by and for the people and all this stuff. Again, fucking I'm not against quarantine, right? I just hope it's short as hell because, we do have to get back to work. Our businesses need to survive, big and small both. All that stuff. And it's nice to be around people, and not be trapped in your home. And, it's like I said, and be able to go to the gym. Man, that was the biggest shock to a lot of people, right? And then it kind of trips me out because, I'm happy for it because I go to McDonald's sometimes, get my kids a Happy Meal. I like McDonald's, right? But they keep McDonald's open and shut down the gyms, and people's immune systems, the people who go to the gym usually have higher immune systems, and if you keep it to 10 people or less at a time in the gym, I think you could have limited access to gyms for some of the harder core people that need to work out, 7 days a week, or 6 days a week, or 4 days a week, or whatever it is that training regimen is. So that's where I'm coming from, and I had a bunch of people threaten to defriend me and stuff after that comment. They're still around, so either they forgot or they changed their minds. But so thanks for not defriending me, and I wouldn't have taken it personal. I don't get mad at people for taking offense, especially if it's something that they kind of were in the right for. And then if I don't know them anyways, that's usually what the times that people defriend me more than anything else. Either that, or there's just too many religious people or too many children or whatever on their friends list, and they're just like, Showtime, you're a great friend and this and that, and but I gotta take you off, man. You say too many curse words and it offends my congregations. Like, yeah, well, I get it, if they can't understand and read between the lines, and because I believe it's what you say, not how you. It's what you say. Okay, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? And so if you have a great message, look at some of C.T. Fletcher and Greg Plitt's stuff, right? Greg Plitt's kind of reasonable. He might throw in an F-bomb here or there, but nothing too crazy about, like maybe I would do and stuff, but probably a little more, a little less, somewhere in there. But C.T. Fletcher, even worse, like every other word. But you know what? If you listen to what they have to say, it's on point. It helps people. And so, if you're going to be that soft and, don't tell your friends to go fuck themselves, but I don't care, and I'm not, that's why I'm saying don't tell them to go fuck themselves. If they're still listening to other positive shit and they're good people and they give back and all that, and it's just against their belief system to listen to the F word, fuck, I get it, that's alright. I'm not going to take it personally. I never expect somebody to change their lifestyle for me. I just don't expect me to change it for you, right? So you're not hurting anybody. I really don't give a fuck, right? I don't care if you never touch a drop of alcohol in your entire life. I'll never offer you a drink if I know that that's against your principles. And I don't care if you're fucking over here fucking doing something even worse. I don't care if you even do drugs. If you're a good person and you don't let it control your life, I'll still hang out with you regardless. If you're never touching a thing, or you doing a little bit of this or that, but you're not a thief, and people that do drugs that can't hold a job, or they hurt people, or they make really bad decisions, or they do cause people harm while under the influence stuff. Now we got a different deal. Now I do have an issue with you, right? But if you don't hurt nobody, and you don't drink and drive, you don't drive under the influence, you don't hurt people, you don't. You're basically a good person. You're functional. You don't get high and drunk on the job. You're one of those weekend warriors, or once a month, or once a year, or once every 6 months. I'm not gonna judge you for that, right? People that don't drink, don't smoke, do drugs, do nothing else, but they're evil people, right? So that's my whole take on that whole thing. Is just you take care of your backyard, I'll take care of my backyard. You take care of you, I'll take care of me. And I'll also take care of other people. I'll take care of you, I'll take care of other people's families and shit like that. I'm in a position to do it. Hell yeah, I enjoy that. But at the same time, I'm gonna do it non-judgmentally, right? So I'd be like, I'll help you, but it's coming to the condition. Only if it's a business arrangement, right? You give me a certain service, I pay you a certain amount, or I give you a certain service, you pay me a certain amount, or I do this for you and you do that for me, and it's a trade. But if it's just doing something to be nice, I don't go with the back of my head, okay, I'm going to do this person a favor, but I remember this, you owe me in the future. There's people that do that, and it's like, you shouldn't do that unless you make it an upfront thing. Okay, I'm going to do you a favor, but you're going to owe me later. And at least give that person the opportunity to decide if they want to take you up on that and owe you later or not. Because to just expect it and not say it, that's fucked up. You should be doing things for people, as a favor because you want to, not because you want something of equal value or greater value in return. Sound fair enough? Again, my opinion. You don't have to agree with nothing I have to say, right? Because it's your life, and I respect that. Okay. And that's it for today, That's all I have for you, and y'all take care and God bless. And like I said, hopefully this virus will be contained, defeated. Will a vaccine, or people will start automatically getting immune systems built up to it, or we contain it enough to where it goes away, which is going to be, I don't know if that's even possible, but so we'll see what happens. We'll just take it one day at a time. That's all we can do. I'll leave you this. This is always puts me in a perspective, because I'm a guy who likes structure, routine, right? And there's times where I can freak out if I don't have it. So here's my advice to you. If you can keep this in mind and just stay focused and stay vigilant, and just do the best you can each and every day. How we're starting to get in these, do we have this for tomorrow, whether it be water, food, toilet paper. See how I said that in that order, not toilet paper, food, toilet paper, food, water, or toilet paper, water, food and water, then toilet paper, right? Then, whatever else necessities are there that we need, heating, air, all that important shit too, right? Electricity, there's an order to everything, right? And some of that's even before the toilet paper, right? But anyways, if you just think, what are we going to eat? What are we going to wear? What are we going to do? How are we going to live, right? If you have everything you need for that day, and you're doing what you can for what you know for the moment, even if you have no plan yet, but you're trying, you just don't know, but you're okay for today, you know what? Just pray about it, because it says in the Bible, that God will provide. Now, if you sit around and just wait in bliss, and meditate, and you don't do anything to change it, then yeah, people are going to take your furniture, right? But if the government says, hey, you guys can't leave your house, and it's not anything, everybody's worrying, what about food, what about this? If you think, well, the Lord will provide, and you pray about it, you meditate about it, and stuff like that, and you just keep your eyes and ears open, and you take action, anything you can. And when there is no action you can take, you just sit by, pray, and meditate, right? And enjoy what you do still have. You know, hopefully it'll all work its way out, right? Because we can die at any given day. We could be here one day, gone the next. So right now, you know what? We're used to working day in, day out, and not sleeping much and all this. So enjoy your family, right? You obviously have food for today. You obviously have, electricity, oxygen, water, toilet paper, right? And all that stuff today, right? So enjoy it, and don't worry about tomorrow until tomorrow comes. Only plan for things you can plan for, and take action, because that is God putting His hand in things. Don't just sit around and go, gotta provide, like that one joke that I told you guys before about the boat coming along with the flood and saying, come on guys, get in the canoe, right? And these homeowners going, no, God will save me. Canoe, you sure? Yep. Canoe leaves. Then the boat comes. Come on, get in the boat. No, God will provide. Thanks anyways. You sure? Get in the boat. No, I'm good. The flood gets so bad you gotta go up to the roof. Helicopter comes by. Come on, get in the fucking helicopter. Let's go. We'll save you. No. We're alright. I'm alright. God will save me. It says that in the Bible. He'll save me. I'm alright over here. And then fucking get so high and fucking can't stay on the roof anymore. Guys fucking swim, then get tired, then fucking die, right? So dude goes to heaven, right? And he's thinking, I knew I was gonna go to heaven. I've been faithful all these years. He's strutting on in there, right? And he's like, my faith is supposed to get saved, but I guess this is probably gonna be better, I guess, because it's heaven. And then Gabriel opens the fucking gate, right? And God's standing there, he's fucking pissed. He's like, God's going, and the dude's like, why are you looking mad at me for? He goes, you said you were gonna save me, man. Says God's gonna save me, and told everybody that. And still, what was your plan in that? And God said, you shouldn't even be right here. It wasn't even gonna be your dadgum time, you stupid son of a bitch. He goes, I sent you a fucking canoe. I sent you a goddamn boat and a fucking helicopter over here. And you fucking didn't listen. I did save your happy ass 3 fucking times. And you fucking turned it down, you stupid son of a bitch. Right? And that's what I'm talking about. God will help you if you help yourself. And in some situations, you can do everything you can, and it's out of your hands. Well, then, those are the things we can normally stress out most about, right? Those are the things you pray about. Those are the things you relax about, supposedly, right? It makes sense, right? Because, yeah, we can take action on that. So maybe God will step in at that point in time and just realize if He doesn't, it's the ways of the world. If He calls you home early, He calls you home early, and bada bing, bada boom, that's the way it goes, right? And we don't always know why He has certain plans for people, right? Even certain horrific things, it's still completely something that we're not going to be able to get back, right? This poor kid that everybody's heart's gone out to, where they had the Hernandez kid that had all the reports, and the social workers and the police and everybody involved in the school, counselors and teachers and everything, all noted something wrong, always explained away. They should have been able to take the kid away, and they didn't. And it was a horrible tragedy, but and thank God we got the bad guys, and there's a little bit of justice there. One's being put to death and is under protection, so he's going to live fairly decent while he's there, probably, but because he'll probably have protection. But the wife is the natural mom, which is the most horrible thing of it all. Freaking for months and months and months, her and her boyfriend to freaking torture. And just, I'm not going to go into the details. And if you really want to know the details, you can watch the series on Netflix. But yeah, it's good that she's getting even more justice, because they're already starting to do the same types of things to her, the other inmates, that she was doing to the little boy. So that's fucking justice, but justice how? We can't bring the kid back, right? No matter what we do, no matter how, that poor kid never had a chance. Nobody fucking stepped in and helped him up until his very last moments, looking up at his parents fucking kicking him, and I just don't want to even get into the details of it because I get choked up. It fucks with me. So what it can do is, that touched a lot of hearts and minds all through America, all through the world even, right? Because that's worldwide. If you fucking hear anything, I don't care if it's me and my wife, and we're arguing a little bit, if you think the kids are in danger, I'd rather that my kids are always safe with us, okay? They're never in any danger. But what I'm saying is, if you were to accidentally call in to have my kids checked up on, I would never even consider that being a snitch. I would not even get mad at you for that. I would much rather you put my kids first than... So my point is, I don't care who the fuck it is, okay? If you suspect even a little bit that something's going on, that kid's being abused, neglected, anything, report it, okay? Sometimes they're petty things and it won't even be, documented. Well, it would probably be documented, but, wouldn't affect anybody's lives, right? So don't even sweat that, right? It's better to be wrong and the child be safe than to let it go and be wrong the other way, and have that child be, y'all know what happened with that. I'm not going to get into it anymore, but keep eyes and ears open, and report anything suspicious when it comes to kids, because it's not fair or deserving. A kid should never, ever have to go even through 1%, not even 1% of what that kid went through. That's a fucking nightmare for an Italian or a fucking drug cartel guy to go through for 6 months. We treat people better than that are snitches and everything else. I mean, not me. I don't have anything to do with that. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But my point is, guys, a kid should never go through that. Okay? And yeah, I'm done talking about it for right now. But remember that God will always provide. And but what might happen with that bad situation is it might save a lot of kids' lives in the future, because it puts people on high alert now. Okay? Even if there's a repeat with another kid, almost exact same scenario, right? That was in that documentary too. So hopefully people wake the fuck up and do something about it, And if it's just a matter of social workers not so much being negligent, just overworked and understaffed, maybe there's a way to beef that department up a little bit, right? Worldwide or nationwide, and have more people on it so things don't get overlooked, right? And don't ever fucking put overtime over a child's life again. That's bullshit. That one sheriff that threatened that kid when he was already scared to death, are the two people that I hold more responsible than any other person in that thing. I'd let everybody else go. I'd have probably fried them if I had anything to do with it, prosecution-wise. Because some of those where you can kind of tell that they just were just overwhelmed and just things are going to slip by under your nose. They probably have saved a lot of children too that just didn't get, it just didn't get in the report there. So, anyways, this has been Showtime. Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Kiss and hug your kids, and treat them right, because you're in a position to do some good in this world. So, let's make up for other people's errors, and let's try to get some of these other kids who are abused and stuff out of there too, right? That's another reason I didn't want to be quarantined. I kind of had a little plan set, but I can't even work on that now until fucking this whole thing blows over. All right, it's been Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. All right.